How's it, punters? Welcome back to Best Sports Betting. And there's been quite a few punters who have asked for some soccer bet tips. So what I thought I'd do is I would start uploading some Betway bet codes every Wednesday. We're going to see how they do. If we get some good views on these, I'll look at doing them every Wednesday. And what I plan on doing is posting a long shot bet as well as a kind of safe bet. So we're going to be placing two bets today. What I'll do is I'll share the bet codes in the description as well as the pinned comment, so you can copy those, paste them into Betway, and you can follow the bets if you like them as well. So our first set of bets is going to be an accumulator. We're going to be playing lots of accumulators because that's what's popular with the punters. I think you get a good bit of value for accumulators. We're not going to be betting big. We're going to keep the bet stake size a bit smaller just so that guys can follow along with their own money and not be put off by big bets. So we're going to start off in the Premier League, where I fancy Chelsea to get a good result over Burnley. I'm not going to take Chelsea on the straight up win. I like Chelsea -1 or -1.5 rather, which means they're going to need to win by 2 goals or more. So if Chelsea win 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, they need to win by 2 clear goals for that bet to come in. You're getting 1.8 on Chelsea -1 on the handicap. Chelsea have scored 3 or more goals in their last 5 home Premier League matches. So if you also fancy a combination bet, you might want to look at Chelsea to win and over 2.5 goals. You're going to get 1.82, but I prefer the -1.5 over here. Our second bet for this accumulator is going to be with Arsenal. Now, Arsenal have had a pretty bad start to their season, but they are looking much better. I do fancy them to pick up a straight win versus Watford. Now, Arsenal have actually won their last 4 home games in the Premier League, and you're going to get odds of 1.4 on that. So that's 2 selections added to our accumulator. Got 2 more to add. We're going to jump over to Italy for that, so I'm going to quickly set those parameters here on Betway, and then our last bet is going to be in Spain for La Liga. So let's bring those up. Right, so here I'm going to be going for Juventus draw no bet. Juventus and Fiorentina, they're pretty close to each other on the table. They haven't had the best starts. They are looking, both of them looking to climb that table. I do think Juventus are going to be targeting this match. I think this one could end in a draw though, so I'm not going to be taking them for a straight win. I don't think it's really worth taking the Juventus double chance. So what I'm going to be doing is adding Juventus draw no bet. That means if the match ends in a draw, that selection is going to get scrapped. It's going to get removed from our bet slip. It's not going to be settled as a loss. We will get that selection removed. Basically, you get your money back if it's a draw. Our last one is on Real Madrid versus Rayo. Now, Real Madrid also not in the best of form at the moment. However, they do have a very, very good record against Rayo. So let me bring up Spain again. There we go. They've actually won their last 10 matches going over 20 years at home to Rayo. They haven't drawn any of those. They've managed to pick up wins in all of those, and they are 1.39, pretty short to beat Rayo. I think they'll pick up a comfortable win. But that's our first accumulator going on over there. It's 4 legs. We're going to be getting 4.45 on that. We are qualifying for a 3% win boost over on Betway. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick 100 Rand on that. It's going to return 455 Rand. Let's put that bet through. Here's the Betway booking code for this bet. As I said, I'm going to be adding it to the description and the pinned comment for those who want to follow. Now, our next one is going to be a long shot bet. This is going to be one that it's going to have a much smaller chance of winning, but it's going to have much better odds. We're going to have a much higher payout if it does come through. Here, I'm going to take a few risky bets. I'm going to go with Man City to beat Man United. I do think this game does have the potential to end in a draw, but I think it's going to be a match that a lot of punters are going to watch, a lot of punters are going to follow, so I have to include a bet from this one. So I decided to go with Man City there. The second one that I'm going to be including here is Liverpool to beat West Ham. Now, West Ham's another tricky side. I think Liverpool could also potentially slip up here. These aren't bankers by any means, but I do fancy them for a win against West Ham. They're 1.7 for that. similar to Man City's price. I've added them to the bet slip there. Then I'm going to move over to some cricket. We've got South Africa taking on England on the 6th of November. And I do fancy England to win here. I'm very sorry for South African cricket supporters. I don't see us beating them. We weren't bad against Bangladesh. We weren't great with the bat. We were good with the ball. But I think England are the tournament favourites. They're just on fire at the moment. I can't not include them. They're 1.45 to beat South Africa. I've added them to the bet slip. And then I'm going to jump over to some rugby, where we've got some friendly internationals. And here I do fancy South Africa. South Africa taking on Wales. They are heavy favourites. They're 1.32. The spread is around 7.5. I'm not sure about taking the handicap, so I'm rather just going to take South Africa. I'm going to back the box to beat Wales. 1.32 there. Taking our accumulator up to a nice 5.65. And for my last bets, I'm going to go with Australia to beat Scotland. I think Australia is going to have far too much for Scotland in this match. Although it is a friendly, it could be pretty close. You never know. But that 1.71 does appeal. So I've added that to the bet slip, giving us almost 10 to 1. Well, we're getting 9.66 on our accumulator. Pretty good odds. I'm not going to be putting 100 rand on this one. I'm going to be putting a smaller bet on that. We want a return of around 500. And with that win boost, we're actually going to get a return of 516 Rand should that one come in. So let's put that one through. Here's your booking code for that. If you guys haven't seen it yet, in the comments or in the description, there it is. I will also add a screenshot at the end of this video with the two bets, both the multiples. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you guys are keen on more Betway booking codes, more Betway soccer bets, let me know in the comments below. And best of luck with the bets. Hopefully we have a good, profitable weekend. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.